Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on the Two Noble Kinsmen and we get to hear from Arcite today, kicking off Act 2, Scene 3. So Arcite and his cousin Palamon had a bit of a falling out because they both fell in love with Emilia at the same time. They saw her in the garden that their jail cell had, like a window that looked out onto the garden. They saw her, they fell in love. And they started fighting over her almost instantly until Arcite was taken away and banished from Athens. He's been told that he has to leave Athens. So he's no longer a prisoner, but he has to leave. And then Palamon, in yesterday's monologue, was thinking that this means that Arcite is going to be able to go and woo Emilia better than Palamon would be able to do from being in jail. So he's very jealous and disgruntled. And then the jailer moved Palamon to a different cell that doesn't have a window to the garden. So Palamon is very sad and feeling put upon and that sort of thing. So now we start off Act 2, Scene 3 with Arcite saying, "Banish the kingdom. 'Tis a benefit, a mercy I must thank him for, but banished, the free enjoying of that face I die for. Oh, 'twas a studied punishment, a death beyond imagination, such a vengeance that were I old and wicked, all my sins could never pluck upon me. Palamon, thou hast the start now. Thou shalt stay and see her bright eyes break each morning against thy window and let in life into thee. Thou shalt feed upon the sweetness of a noble beauty that nature never exceeded, nor never shall. Good gods, what happiness has Palamon! 20-1, he'll come to speak to her, and if she be as gentle as she's fair, I know she's his. He has a tongue will tame tempests and make the wild rocks wanton. Come, what can come? The worst is death. I will not leave the kingdom. I know mine own is but a heap of ruins and no redress there. If I go, he has her. I am resolved an other shape shall make me or end my fortunes. Either way, I am happy. I'll see her and be near her, or no more." So Arcite has some mixed feelings about being banished. Like he's glad that he gets to be out, and he sort of feels like he should be thankful that he's not stuck in prison anymore. But if he's banished from Athens, he never gets to see Emilia again, which is something that he doesn't want to do. He very much wants to see her and be near her. And he's of the opinion that Palamon here in jail is going to be able to woo her better than he can do if he's not in Athens, which he doesn't know that Palamon has been moved to a cell that doesn't have garden access anymore. But he is now very jealous of Palamon. Palamon is also very jealous of him because they each think that the other one is going to have better access to Emilia. But Arcite here decides that he's not actually going to leave the kingdom. He's not going to leave Athens. He needs to stay here so that he can be around her, and he needs to figure out some way to do this. So when this monologue ends, four country folk come in and they're talking about, "Oh, are you going? I'm going. It's going to be great, and we're going to dance," and blah, blah, blah. And Arcite's, "Excuse me, what are you talking about?" And they're like, "There's the games happening today, of course. Where have you been living under a rock? Do you not know about the games?" And he's like, "No, I didn't know about the games. What kind of games is it going to be?" And they're like, "Wrestling and running. And we're gonna go and see these games and participate in the Morris dance and all that sort of a thing." And they head off, and Arcite, it's not long enough to be a monologue, but he gets another moment by himself at the very end of the scene where he's like, "You know what? This is my ticket. I'm going to disguise myself as a poor person, and I'm a good wrestler, and I'm a good runner, so I'm going to go and enter these games, and hopefully I'll be able to catch Emilia's eye while I do that." So that is his plan to stay in Athens, is to disguise himself and participate in these games. So he's been banished, but he's not actually leaving. He's just going to dress up as somebody else and hope that nobody notices. So we'll see how that goes for him. And yeah, that's the end of Act 2, Scene 3. So I will see you tomorrow when we dig into Act 2, Scene 4. I'll see you then for that. Mwah.